Sign up to the SBR Network and use your free daily bet points to earn real-world prizes. Click on the page and start winning now. Hi, welcome to SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Lojak. This is our weekly Major League Baseball call that we do with Doug Upstone every week. And this week, we're taking a look at futures odds to win the World Series, American League pennant, and the National League pennant. We just got finished discussing the American League pennant. Now we're going to take a look at the National League. Doug Upstone, thanks for being back with us.
Thank you, Peter. My pleasure to be back. And here we're looking at the National League, and it's it's kind of amusing to look at it at this point. The team that's the favorite is third in their division.
Yeah. And again, this is May 15th. And again, we are quoting sportsbook.ag lines right here because that's what you use in your article. But if you line shop, you can get better odds than any of these, and specifically at 5 dimes. So let's take a look at the National League. In the American League, we kind of agreed that the top two choices, Detroit and Oakland, are also both the teams that we think we're leaning towards with actual betting value. The National League, a little bit different. The top choice right now, the Dodgers, right, at about plus 260. St. Louis at plus 350. Then San Francisco is number 3. Washington number 4. Atlanta number 5. Milwaukee number 6. And everyone else, you tell me, is over plus 1,800 at sportsbook.ag. My first question to you is, where's Colorado in all this?
They're a little bit further down the line. And here's the problem with Colorado right now is that they're averaging 7.7 runs per game at home, and they're averaging 4.2 on the road. Mm-hmm. So their pitching has been fairly consistent in both cases, but it's been their offense that's the problem. And you play 162 games. You don't get to play just 81 and have everything go your way. So in this case, the offense is unlikely, obviously, to keep up at that pace. When that happens, Colorado probably comes back a little bit towards the norm. Maybe a 500 to, maybe up to 85 win team.
I don't know. Maybe not. I mean, what do you want to look at a team that hasn't been producing like St. Louis with kind of a weak offense and say, oh, and you're only getting plus 350? Yeah, they're a kind of a crappy team, a crappy offense with pretty crappy odds. That's the team I'm going to bet to win the NL pennant.
Yeah, because St. Louis, I mean, there's a team that's got some holes. There's no question about it. You get in the bottom half of that batting order. I mean, there's just guys that are hitting, 200, 220, no runs driven in, not really good. So I'm not sure this is going to be the Cardinals team that we're used to seeing, and to have that high of odds, I'm not on them. I'm staying away completely from them.
And then the favorite is the Dodgers. They are, you say, plus 260 currently at sportsbook.ag, probably about plus 300 or a little higher at 5 dimes. And the Dodgers, the starting rotation is awesome, and especially when Rayu comes back, from the DL. That's 5 quality starters that they're putting out there, and a lineup that might not be awesome 1 through 8, but pretty damn good at least 1 through 5. What do you make of the Dodgers at plus 260 to win the pennant?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're in the right position, and they should be favored just purely on ability. And the upside, well, let's start with the downside instead. Mm-hmm. Okay, right now, and this actually was noticed when I talked to some scouts in spring training, and there's been nothing that I've read anything different. And even the Dodger players and Don Mattingly mentioned over the weekend, this team is just like on cruise control. They're just not playing hard.
Right.
Okay, and it was really shown when they played against the Giants over the weekend. The Giants out-hustled them the entire time. They were a smarter team, beat them 3 out of 4. And the Dodgers, unless they pick it up, I'm just not sure where they're going to go. Now, the upside to this, D. Gordon is their leading hitter. Mm-hmm. Yasiel Puig batting second is their number 1 RBI guy. So that means Adrian Gonzalez or Hanley Ramirez haven't even started to hit yet. Right. So if on the presumption that occurs, and I think you have to believe that's going to be the case, then the Dodgers start to elevate themselves. And it's like last year when Hanley Ramirez, everybody was all on Puig about being the difference maker. And I think he was, in the sense that he ignited the team, but it was Hanley Ramirez that was the straw that stirred the drink for this team when they won 41 out of 50, in the latter stages of May, on that 50-game run.
But if there is value with the Dodgers at plus 260, how much value could there really be? I mean, what would their fair valuation be?
There isn't any.
Yeah. All right. And then 2 teams that have dealt with a lot of injuries in their lineups, and I want to see whether you think either of those teams might, get a little bit better in terms of when their big hitters come back. The Nationals, they're the number 4 choice right now at plus 500, and Milwaukee, the number 6 choice at plus 900. And both those teams, maybe they'll improve a lot when their big hitters come back.
Yeah, I saw Washington just the other day. They were here in Arizona, and it's a far different lineup without Ryan Zimmerman,
right.
LaRoche, and Bryce Harper. So, there's just not the dynamic there. They're just a pretty ordinary club to watch from that standpoint. They do have very good pitching. They have a very good bullpen, even though their numbers haven't been. They have the right pitchers who have a track record. So I actually still like them to come to win that division. Overall, I think they can still beat the Braves, but they do have to get healthy. As far as Milwaukee, Ryan Braun, very important. What they really need, their pitching has been good. As I mentioned in spring training, 5 solid starting pitchers. I like them all. Bullpen is solid. They've had a couple of iffy outings lately, but their offense is still only scoring 4-point runs a game, so they need some more contributions. And I wonder at some point if as long as they're at or near the front of the National League Central Division, if at some point they'll go out and try and get a bat for first base,
right?
Because they do not have production at first base.
Yeah, that's another X factor that makes betting these futures odds in mid-May so difficult, and also what makes me want to lean towards taking bigger long shots in general. Now let's talk about San Francisco. They're kind of like the Oakland of the National League, a very good team, very solid team. They've got a great bullpen, decent starting pitching, although not great, a very solid and productive lineup, but they are the third choice. Do they have value at just plus 450? I'm not exactly sure. What do you think?
The number 450 itself, no. But in terms of, I am actually, at this time, I'm going to call for a Bay Area World Series. Is that I really like this Giants team. I mean, this is the third time in the last 5 years they're a serious contender, to win the National League. As you mentioned, the other points is that their pitching, their bullpen is fantastic again. Their starting pitching might not be quite as good as what it's been, in the past, but their batting order is much stronger.
Yeah.
The last 2 years, they've finished 14th and 15th in home runs. Right now, they're second in home runs to Colorado in the National League. So I'm not sure if it's going to continue, but they certainly look like a top 5 home run team, which going to help their pitching because all of a sudden, the old Earl Weaver from years ago with the Baltimore Orioles, his favorite playing baseball was the 3-run homer.
All right, I don't know, Doug Upstone. Putting everything together that we've discussed here, my pick is a no-brainer. Colorado at plus 1,800 or whatever their odds currently are. I'm assuming they're going down, down, down. But if Colorado is the 7th or lower choice, definitely they're my pick for betting value to win the NL West, right?
Well, this is where we agree to disagree, Peter.
Okay.
This is perfect. I'm sticking with the Giants as my choice to win the National League.
All right, at plus 450. And again, you can get better odds if you shop around, and you can check the charts at sportsbookreview.com, where we have great comparison charts for exactly price shopping for futures odds like these. All right, thanks so much, Doug Upstone. Now let's move on to the World Series.